Okay, well here we are. Hope you can hear this okay. We're pulling up into the garden right now. It's a 3 or 4 acre field. We live in the woods. It's about the only spot we have which gets some sunlight. And it's after 7 o'clock at night now. So it's late and the sun's going down. It's cooling off a little bit, but it'll work out. So just let me just walk around with what we have here. Now you can hear me. So we have an electric deer fence, which is awesome. It keeps the deer out. It's 3 strands, 2 on the inner side, 1 on the outside, and this little high voltage thingy here. Well, how do we power this bad boy up? Well, what the hell have we got here? A big water tower, and we've got a solar panel. Actually, we've got 4 of them, 4 100-watt solar panels. We've got a camera up there, and a microwave link. It's actually a 900 megahertz link. So I'm a Ubiquity fan, and we've got the Unify stuff up here. It's on a separate VLAN, of course, so if anybody gets into it, this little birdhouse is actually my charging system. So it has a managed switch in there where I can tag my VLANs. Thank you, Joe, for telling me all about that stuff. And there's my 4 panels and the camera. We don't use a water tank as much anymore, but what we do is we use drip irrigation, and we bring water up from the creek and it goes into this filter, this nice sand filter, and the sand filter then goes into these other, I think they're called RCal filters, to filter out this stuff. And we can also do injection for fertilizer. And what we do is we run a little pipe under here, under the ground. We want 20 psi, so it's 20 psi after the regulator. And everyone in the garden's got a couple of rows, anybody that wants a row in the community. So that's Jason's right there. He's got tomatoes, he's got sunflower, and I think that's my wife's right there. That's her, it's her flowers. And then we've got more of the same. I don't know, it's all vegetables and stuff. I don't know what the heck this stuff is. Tomatoes, beans, cucumbers, hopefully zucchini soon, more flowers. What we did this year though is a little bit different. We need nitrogen in the soil around here. Soil is horrible, it's Maryland. So we planted a cover crop, and the cover crop is crimson clover and cereal rye. And it puts 75 pounds of nitrogen per acre back into the land, which we need. So we're giving it a shot and see what happens around here and see if it works. And let's see here. So what we did now is we mowed between each rows. So we mowed the rows with this heavy duty expensive lawnmower here, and then I rototill it with this Troy-Bilt tiller, which is probably as old as me. And I got to do it one more time. But now, since I've mowed the rows, which chopped up this nice stuff and put it back into the ground, what we'll do is I will crush the cover crop down instead of mowing it, and it actually will dry out and act as a weed barrier. It's really good, and a slow release fertilizer, almost like straw. So you'll see what we're done. It looks good, and a few weeks later it'll look like the veggies do down here. And they actually we haven't done any weed killing at all this year, so we probably will have to do a little bit, but it's starting out pretty good. And let's I did turn the power off so we don't get zapped. That would provide entertainment. But here's the sunflower, it's coming up. My wife's regular flower is coming up. Tomatoes are looking good. Tomatoes. We'll be eating tomatoes sooner than later. These are cucumbers. I bought these very lame zucchini yesterday, and it looks like they all died, which that's no surprise. Well, whatever. And this is Healy stuff. Man, her tomatoes look good. These tomatoes look really good. And I don't know what else she's got here. Beans. I don't know. Oh, there's zucchini down here. Yes, she's got yellow squash. I think they're Chinese yellow squash. They're like tiny ones, but they're looking good. But let me get to work. Let's get on the tractor and get going. Okay, it's Tuesday morning and we're here to getting ready to plant some pumpkin seeds. And we've got our ace helper here, Shamus. Hey Shamus, how we doing? So here's how this gig works. Let's walk up here, and this is the first time Shamus is working with us. So hopefully he will work with us more than 28 minutes. But it's not hot out yet, but that's why we're here. It's before 6:30. And this is our cover crop, which we smushed down last night. And these rows, which I rototilled. And since I drove over it with a tractor, I'm going to rototill each row again one more time before we put the drip tape down. Now the drip tape, there's a plastic tape that we're going to put on here. Do you see this little blue thing here? That blue connector?
Yeah.
Okay, there's one here. It's easier to see, like on these. So what you need to do, okay, here's one here that we've dug out. There's one there at the beginning of each row. Okay, so I'll get you a shovel, a fork, or a spoon, and we need to uncover that and clean it off in preparation to put the drip tape on it. Okay. Oops, I can see it down there. He is there. You know what I mean? So they're down there. They're all down there. There's one here. So we're gonna dig around it a little bit so we can access it, basically. Okay. And then by that time, I'll have these rototills, because that doesn't take very long. And then we're gonna put tape down, plant pumpkins, and watch them grow. Sound like a plan? Now, the other thing too is when the horses come out, we'll see that. But Mr. Ed yells at me all the time because I don't bring him carrots like I did last year. Last night, we went out and bought carrots from Mr. Ed. So we'll go give Mr. Ed some carrots. It's hilarious. Okay, so here we are. We'll take the Troy built and we'll run this down and up the rows at least one more time. Again, this thing is just a piece of work. It's built with cast iron and steel when men built stuff. It's not built in China. Well, the engine probably is. The engine's a replacement Kohler engine, so it's probably made in China. But this works very well, and you'll see. We'll go over it one more time and get ready to put our drip tape and our seeds down. How are we doing there, Shamus? All right?
Yeah, I don't know if you wanted me to dig any more around it, but I got
so see that little blue thing here? This is what we tighten down with. There's another one on the other side of it, right here. Okay. I need to be able to make sure that's tight, to make sure water doesn't come out of there. Okay, so yeah, a little bit more out of there would be great. All right, so all we're gonna do is make sure we get clean water out of this thing, which this appears to be water, appears to be clean. Okay, put a little bit on there, there you go. Push this on as far as we can, and then tighten this bad boy down. And I hold on to this at the same time, and we turn on and check this out. Water. Awesome. Oh, and I'm leaking a little bit, so let me do this. Fail. But it might be leaking because there could be a hole, right? You know what I mean? One of the it pushed forward some. Yeah. Put your hand here, okay? Actually, try to tighten this thing down if you can. Okay, go ahead.
Hear you.
I can't hold them both.
Okay.
Just take one hand. There you go. There you go. Good. All right, let's try that. Much better. No drips. Awesome. Cool. Good job. All right. Perfect. All right, so now we're going to plant some seeds. Okay, what we're putting in today from Nolt's Produce, they are prize winner pumpkins. There's 50 seeds in this little package. They're relatively expensive. But these, if we don't get consumed by the vine borers, will grow some of the biggest pumpkins ever. They are really good pumpkins. And there's 50 seeds. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows. So we'll probably put 2 seeds per hole, and then we'll switch to some other pumpkin seeds. And to put these in, they go 1 inch deep. It's not rocket science, and about 6 foot apart, because they will spread out pretty big. So let me quickly pop some seeds in the holes. All right, so now we got our pretty good shape here. We got our pumpkins planted, and let's just take a look and see what we've got. So we've got 7 rows. We spaced them about 6 feet apart, and there you go. And we got drip tape a dripping, okay? And we put them two to 3 seeds per hole, and it seems to work out okay. And the drip tape's not in the ground here. It could be, but it doesn't really matter. If you feel like covering that up a little bit with dirt, but it's not the end of the world, dude. You know what I mean? It's not worth killing yourself on it, you know?
So I should smooth this over?
You could, yeah. I would, yes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But, you know, the good thing is now I can look at the tape and I can see it's dripping.
Yeah.
So, the good, you know, seeds need water and heat to germinate. Yep. They're getting heat today, you know. That's good. And this one here, I should actually shorten it a little bit here. But I'm not going to do that today. I don't feel like it.
Okay.
Maybe I will. Maybe I'll get motivated. I will shorten that one and this one. This is too long because it kinks it and then they get the same pressure. So let me fix that.